What is the worst impulse purchase that you have ever made?
Oh God, do you have an hour? I swear, I am the worst about this.
I'm thinking it might be those shoes that you are wearing today.
What are you talking about? These are great, man. These are my new Columbia. They're weatherproof, or they call them performance grade.
Wait, what does that mean? Does that mean you can wear them in the water, like they're like water socks? Remember Nike used to make those water socks?
Yeah, these are leather and canvas. And
well, won't the leather get binded by the water?
No, leather is waterproof. You can waterproof leather.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah. And then I kind of bought them to wear on the boat and stuff, but I thought, God, these are kind of cool. My wife thinks they're the ugliest things she's ever seen.
They're not attractive.
And they're normally, I looked them up on the website, they were normally like $70. And I got them for $29.95. So that was not a bad purchase.
Did you see the deal that Amazon and Kohl's is entering into?
No, I didn't. Boy, Amazon is taking over. People don't realize this. They think Walmart's going to take over in other companies. But no, it's Amazon because they're slowly purchasing and buying up these companies like Whole Foods. Are they buying Kohl's?
No, they're not buying Kohl's, but it looks like they're positioning themselves to buy Kohl's. Okay.
I like Kohl's. I buy T-shirts there.
They will start accepting in Chicago and in Los Angeles, 82 different locations in Chicago and Los Angeles. So this does not really affect us. We can't do this at the Kohl's down the street, but if you want to drive 200 miles down the street, you can. 82 different locations in Los Angeles and Chicago beginning in October. You can return your Amazon items to the Kohl's locations, and they will accept your return there.
So you don't have to pay for postage.
They will pack and ship eligible items to Amazon once they are returned. Kohl's thinks that this is a good way to get people in the door, obviously.
I think they need that. Especially, have you been to the one over at the Madonna Plaza in San Luis Obispo?
No.
Yeah, it's just the one in Santa Maria down by Orchid is so much bigger. I feel like it's better. It's got more stuff in it. This one here in SLO, it seems like it's always a ghost town, and it looks like an
Do you buy those from Amazon?
Looks like an F4 tornado went through there, but I know that's a little soon. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody, but there's stuff all over the place.
You said tornado, not hurricane. It's not offensive.
I meant
it's not offensive at all.
Okay, you're right. Tornadoes are totally okay right now. Hurricanes, not so much. Would you ask me?
Did you buy those shoes through Amazon?
No, I bought them through the Columbia website.
Oh, you did? So you wouldn't be able to return them to Kohl's. See, if you would have bought them through Amazon, you would be able to return them to Kohl's in Los Angeles.
But eventually we'll be able to return them at any Kohl's, right? That's the plan?
Eventually, yeah.
I'm sure they're going to start in big areas, and then once they figure out the kinks.
Kohl's Chief Administrative Officer, Richard Shep, said in a statement, "This is a great example of how Kohl's and Amazon are leveraging each other's strengths. The power of Kohl's store portfolios and their capabilities combined with the power of Amazon's reach and loyal customer base." It looks like these two are lining themselves up for a
this
partnership.
Good. They're smart, and I don't know if they're taking a page out of Costco's book because the return policy at a place is so important. I will buy things, for example, at Costco because their return policy is anything and anytime. I will buy stuff. I won't even try it on. I will just buy stuff. I will take it home, just thinking that
you'll look at it and you're like, I don't want that.
If it doesn't fit, I'll bring it back. I have pants. I probably have 10 pairs of pants that I don't like the way they fit that are still sitting in my closet that I bought. And look at how it works for a business. Look at this. I bought 10 pairs of pants I would have not normally bought because if I would have tried them on there, I wouldn't have bought them. But instead I bought them and I've just hang on to them in the back of my closet because of the idea that I can take anything back at any time, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. So if Amazon is now working with Kohl's, and you could just take stuff back to a Kohl's.
Keep in mind,
you'll buy more stuff from Amazon.
Remember, they announced a partnership with Sears, too.
Oh, that's right. They're going to sell Sears stuff.
To start selling Sears stuff as well.
Are there going to be stores, brick-and-mortar stores?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, sad day. People used to buy houses. You remember that? I mean, we don't remember that because we weren't alive, but you remember the stories? They bought houses from Sears. Those Craftsman homes, a Craftsman home came from Sears.
What?
It was a Sears Craftsman home. It was a kit that Sears would build the walls. They would build all the stuff. They would put it on a truck. They would send it out to your property where you have your land, and you would assemble the house. It was a Sears Craftsman-style house. Yes. I believe that's where the Craftsman... I'm sure
that's where the term came from?
A real construction person could call in and tell me I'm full of crap as far as that's where the Craftsman house came from. But I believe that's what I remember reading. The Craftsman house came from Sears. But yeah, you would buy houses from Sears in their catalog, in the Sears catalog, which was the Amazon, 80, 60, 70, 80 years ago. And you would get the Sears Roebuck catalog and you'd flip through and there'd be a section in there on a house. And you would say, I want this house. And then you would buy the house and they would deliver it and then you would put it together. Pretty amazing. The kit.
Which are you more worried about taking over the world? Amazon?
I love Amazon so much I'm not worried about them. I probably should be.
Wasn't that how they...
Because anybody who takes over the world is not always going to have good intentions.
Well, exactly. I mean, like...
But right now, I love Amazon so much.
Once you get a monopoly, you could charge whatever for whatever, and then you make the money. If you're the only ones offering the product, which Amazon pretty much, to some people right now, especially millennials, they think that's the only place you could buy stuff.
I know, and it sucks because we live in a town that really thrives on local business, and I try to do local shopping, but...
You'll go in and look at the price and see what you can get it for on Amazon?
Well, no, it's not even that as much as this. I can't find what I need in town. One day when I bought these shoes that I was just talking about from Columbia, I came from AG, I came into Slow, I went to every shoe store that I could do that had casual tennis shoes, couldn't find anything that I like, and there's really only a handful, like two. And then I went to Dick's, and then I went to Kohl's, and I mean, I'm just shopping at chains again. And then I went to Santa Maria, and I couldn't find anything at the mall. I went to the mall. And so I finally just went home and I got on Nike.com, went to the Nike outlets. And I found the shoes that I want through Amazon, or they had them on Nike outlet or the Nike website. I went to Amazon; they had them a little bit cheaper, and I bought them. We got somebody that wanted to weigh in. The three evil powers of the world: Facebook, Google, and Amazon. Go ahead, man.
Take over.
I think all three are working together. I think they're going to be a triad of evil.
Triad of evil.
I'll be your tinfoil hat guy for the day.
Okay. No, and you know what? I think a lot of people feel that way when you talk about all three of them. I mean,
Google's going to control what you know and what you hear. Amazon will control what you can get and purchase, and Facebook, the government can use to just track the hell out of you.
Yeah.
So they're all evil.
Although Facebook has said that they're not going to hand over information to the government, but that could change.
They already have. I mean, how many court cases do you hear of where they convict the guy based on a Facebook post?
Did you hear about, and I think we're going to talk to Jeffrey Stolberg about this tomorrow, but this new law that says that employers can't do background checks on prospective employees until they've offered them a job? So if you came to me and say, I don't know, you knocked off a liquor store 15 years ago and you did some time for it, and you came to me and you were looking for a job, I'm not allowed to run an investigation or a background check on you until I've offered you the job.
That kind of putting the cart before the horse, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's strange.
You find out the guy's a felon, and then you're like, oh crap! I mean, what if it's
I just hired a felon?
So then you've offered the guy the job, and then you're like, wait a minute, I did a background check on you. I don't want to hire you anymore. Then that opens up a channel for him to sue you. And it's like, well, God, you can't. Now I don't. If I'm a business owner, I don't want to employ anybody.
It's getting harder.
It's getting harder. All myself.
It's getting harder and harder for the small businessman.
It really is. Sure. And that's where Amazon comes in. Amazon sponsors the bill, by the way. I'm kidding. I kid. I'm kidding around about that.
All right, thanks for the call, buddy. So this whole thing is, but I think you have to disclose that you're a felon, for example. This is one instance. I think you have to disclose you're a felon in an application. So if you didn't disclose that, and then they found out, even after they offered you the job, I think you would have an out.
Still, I do.
But what if you've been fired for every job you had, and you've only worked there for like 2 weeks, or I don't know, and then you do a background check and found out that you embezzled money at some point in time, but you were let off because or you made a deal. I don't know. That's scary.
What's scary about it?
It's scary to think that I am really going to be on the hook for anybody I offer the job to if I find out that their past is sketchy.
Yeah, like you offer them a job, and then all it does is open a channel for them to sue you for not giving them a job. Because if you run a background check on them and you find out, boy, I really had bad choice of taste this time. I need to unoffer them the job, then they're going to offer you a lawsuit.
Now, Jeff, this is a good question for him because he can represent both sides on this. He
I
does
know.
small business law,
I know.
so he will help you with your books and getting your business set up and running. But on the other side of it, if you were fired for the wrong reason or, you need to bring a lawsuit against somebody, he handles those cases as well.
You know who loves this? Jeff Stolberg.
So he'll join us tomorrow on the program. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.